Hey everyone! If you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you've already seen my videos, welcome back. This video is a significant one. I'm starting work on the largest project I've ever set my mind to. I'm writing a book. I'll kind of just be talking about my plans as I begin drawing my map in the background, so enjoy. Now, don't worry. I'll still be posting drawing, Pokemon, and Stardew Valley videos. I just wanted to make this project into a YouTube series to get it out to people. It's going to be an epic fantasy novel, likely a series, loosely based on media and pop culture, but mostly from my own mind. I won't be getting into the plot in these videos, but likely some of the continent's terrain, wildlife, culture, lifestyle, and historical lore. I'll also be detailing my experience with the writing process. This is a large-scale, multi-year process that I've already been plotting for quite a while, and I am certainly rather excited to begin. My videos had reached a major convergence point, and I was finally ready to begin, so here we are. Here's an explanation for what I'm drawing. I begin by outlining the continent and surrounding islands, making my way from the southeast up to the northwest. I also drew in some of the terrain and structural integration of the northwestern area, starting with a mountain range sectioning off a desert area with a volcanic climate, devoid of life, further north. I don't have any ideas for location names yet, so let me know of any you have in the comments. My plans for the creature design are going to be fun. I know dragons are a major cliché, but I really like them and wanted to include them in some form. I'll have a few distinct species as part of a group of animals that rarely shows up in nature and is rather wary of people. I also hate the idea of dragons breathing fire. I know it's a controversial opinion, but it's never really made any sense to me, so I wouldn't expect it from my books. I know dragon flight also doesn't make much sense due to their size, but bear with me here. An author can make their own decisions. They won't be very prevalent in this continent, but they will be an integral part of the story. As for the other fauna, the design process will be varied and exciting, both combining existing elements from real-world animals and creating entirely new ones. I want to take a lot of inspiration from dinosaurs for some of them. As for the habitats these creatures, and also the people, live in, I want to have a continent with varied climates, but not too much so. Many fantasy worlds would have an unrealistically large number of environments in one small area. You don't really see that in real life. The plants here are going to be interesting, since nature in the real world has already taken many of the possible designs. I will try to make some of my own, but not all of them can be made up due to these restrictions. Now, as you can or will be able to see as I draw this map, depending on how far we are into the footage at this point, is how exaggerated some of the features are. The artificial structures are especially affected by this, as I simply cannot draw much smaller things without neglecting to show them on the map. I also cannot display every location name due to the map needing to fit onto 2 pages, so I may need to include more detailed area breakdowns here. My inspiration for this project stems from many different sources that I have encountered over the years. Some very prominent examples include The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien and Wings of Fire by Tui Sutherland. Being my 2 favorite book series, they've deeply inspired me. Another example is the games titled The Legend of Zelda by Nintendo, especially the recent open-world releases. Most of the fantasy creatures from here, though, are pretty much hostile, falling under the blanket term of monsters. This works okay for a game, but wouldn't be nearly sufficient for a book. I want there to be as much depth as possible, so varying my creatures and plot is very important. The name I've come up with for this continent is Cutheria. The reasoning for this name doesn't really come from anywhere, but it sounded like a name for a place that I'm pretty sure doesn't already exist. The very first roots of this plan were sown years ago as I was hanging out with my sister. We got creative, and we created the intelligent race, known as Cutherians, that are the focus of the plot. I will explain these creatures in much more depth in a future video. Here's a bit of the lore that I've come up with for the continent so far. Roughly 1600 years ago, Cutheria was on the losing end of a devastating war with a neighboring continent. The ruler at the time died valiantly in battle, and before a successor could be chosen, the rest of the royal family was also slain. This outraged everyone living here at the time, sending them into a frenzy, seeking out and destroying all members of the race that attended the first royal bloodline. Cutheria ended up winning the war, and the current military leader was elected to take control of the throne. The crest of the old royal family was retained as the crest representing Cutheria, acting as a symbol of courage and valiance, embellished onto every government building and marking the beginning of a new era of peace. This can still be seen on flags and currency to this day, surviving through multiple other wars. Cutheria is currently in its longest time without war to date, going 400 years with no external conflict. The effects of this terrible event, known today as the Great Regicidal War, can be seen today in the remains of crumbling structures and relics from the ancient days. Trade over long distances isn't common in this world. There are only 3 known continents outside of Cutheria, most of them being large and self-sufficient. Immigration isn't really common either, as the oceans between these landmasses are large and difficult to cross. Governments see no benefit in establishing large-scale trading routes, so cultures, goods, and information tend to remain isolated. Not much is known about the rest of the world from a Cutherian's perspective, even within the National Library, containing a copy of every known book and scroll published by a Cutherian, and even some more personal documents discovered and donated by archaeologists. Due to this, when nations do get into a conflict, it tends to get dangerous for both sides due to having no knowledge of each other's current military technologies and capabilities. Since this world's technological revolution, war hasn't been very prevalent out of fear of being entirely eradicated. In the modern day and age, especially with the rise of large-scale and commercial use of artificial intelligence, it is highly important for us humans to continue and expand our endeavors into creative projects in which we cannot be replaced. This can be in the form of drawing, music, writing as I am, among many other possibilities. My challenge to you is to pick a project, something creative that helps you get in touch with the human inside you. Take this idea, whatever it may be, and grow that seed into a beautiful, flowering tree that makes a positive impact on the world. Anyone has the power to do this, regardless of race, religion, gender, nationality, financial status, or reputation among others in one's community. Every single human on the planet has the power of creativity. Find it. Use it. Make something that inspires others to make something their own, something that AI cannot replace. It's time we bring what's human back into the spotlight of our world. My plans for this map are rather typical, just outlining a setting for the characters to go about their lives and their adventures within. I've already talked about it in depth, so I won't repeat myself, but here's what I have so far. It's taking a whole lot longer than expected, but I'm having a great time with it. Let me know what you think. Hey, thanks for watching the start of my newest series. If this sounds interesting to you, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any details. If you aren't interested in my gaming or art content, simply don't enable notifications. You can always unsubscribe, so why not just try it? I truly appreciate the support from all of you, and I read all the comments, so drop anything you have to tell me down below. I do plan to get this book published someday, so if you'd like to read it, you should keep track of my channel. With this, all 3 branches of my YouTube channel are filled out: drawing, gaming, and writing. Have a great rest of your day. Bye!